Right, the only way Chelmsford City will get me to say is if they offer me, I'd say at least £5,000 a week, which they probably won't, which means we are probably going to go job hunting. Hello and welcome to part 47 of the English Journeyman well, at the moment we are with Chelmsford until my contract runs out, which is like until the end of June or unless we get another job. But I don't know what's going to happen this episode. We might sign a new contract with Chelmsford, we might leave Chelmsford. I'm still not sure what's going to happen, but let's take a look at our season review. As you can see, we did of course get crowned champions in yesterday's episode, and if you haven't already, just check that episode out. It was an absolute banger. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're going to try and hit 100 subscribers before my birthday, which is in March. So I think that's very doable. It's very ambitious, but I think we can do it. So let's take a look at our newest arrivals. So we got Nathan Jones in on loan. Let's first say he was absolute brilliant. He was. Only started 22 games, 23 appearances as a substitute, got 31 goals. That's pretty good. Then we also signed Caleb Tabor. He was okay. Miguel Aziz, pretty good. Jack Jenkins, he was good. Christy Pym, signing of the season as well. I mean, he was okay. I wouldn't say he was signing of the season. I would give it that to Nathan Jones. Abdul, pretty good when he came in. Graham Bell, fantastic. Archie Stevens, he was alright. I mean, he was only an understudy to Doyle. Frizzle, he was a solid backup to have. Didn't really play much though. Kilhagen, pretty good loan day. I can't really say if they're going to come back next year because I'm probably not going to be manager. Then Lindsay, really good right back. He's got a great future ahead of him. Then Richard Owens, yeah, pretty good. Then the board wanted us to record a top half finisher, and we did that by finishing first. So we finished 1 point off the 100 club. We were this close until we bottled it. As you can see, Nathan Jones was the top goal scorer for us. 26 goals. That's pretty good. We don't bother about the Carabao Cup and FA Cup because we didn't really get that far in it. Our biggest win this year was a 4-0 win over Northampton. Our match to remember this year was a 3-0 win over Bolton. Then goal of the season went to Kamari Doyle, not Callum. He plays for Man City, or used to. And annual revenue, the only two greens were sponsorship and matchday commercial retail. Apart from that, bearing in mind we were in the Championship last season, so it was always going to go down. And our club reputation has gone up to 2.5 stars, and we've gone up from regional to national, so that's pretty good, I would say. So our best 11 for this year was Christy Pym in goal, a back for Bruno, Taylor, Alfonso, Davies, Miguel Aziz and Jack Jenkins in the midfield. Then you had Matherin, Doyle, Owen and Jones. No Rawson up there in there. That's quite something. Don't need to look at that. Really don't want to look at that. Don't really know what's going to happen now. We can see what's going to... we just accept it. I might not even be here. We never know. They might... I very much doubt they are. I don't really know what to say to them because I don't know if I'm going to be their next manager. I really bottled that, didn't I? Okay, I think that team talk sort of went well. Training camp destination, east of England, so we'll go up to Scotland. Nice exotic country to go to. Right, I think Oh, oh, right. Our plans for a new stadium move have unfortunately had to be scrapped. Although the board would have liked to move forward with the plans, the funds simply do not exist at this time. That's a shame. Oh, I'm actually glad I'm leaving after that upsetting news. It's very, very upsetting. I thought we were going to get a new stadium by the time I was leaving, but that appears not the case. So let's see what jobs are available. You've got Peterborough, who's still in League One. I mean, might have to wait until as the Premier League season hasn't finished yet, so relegation still looks a bit tight. I mean, it hasn't really changed much. Right, I think what I'm going to do is sort of come. I don't know. I think I'll probably. I don't know. I'll just come back to when something exciting happens. Right, it's the day of the first. Well, the transfer rules are literally just open. There's not much more I can say. Not much has happened. We have signed one player for Chelmsford, and that was a Premier League youngster. He's not very good, so I very much doubt he's going to have a future at Chelmsford. We have had one job interview since the last time I saw you, and that was for Middlesbrough. And could we go to Middlesbrough? I have also applied for two other jobs, and that is QPR and Man City. I very much doubt I'm going to get the Man City job, but QPR we could get. And there's something else. I'm now a club legend. I've never been a club legend before. In fact, I'm the only one that's, well, Sam Irving's still on favoured personnel. How's he got on? He's already been the same since he's been with us. He hasn't really had that prolific scoring record yet since the National League. That's pretty horrific. There is a chance, if ever Chelmsford City build a new stadium, they could. You never know, they could name it after me. I very much doubt it. I've never had a stadium named after me before. We are just going to continue a couple more times just to see, I don't know, just to see if anything interesting happens. I don't think I'm going to do any transfer business for Chelmsford, mainly because I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know. All Middlesbrough request backroom staff changes. This is a good sign. We're not going to take anyone from Chelmsford because they're not really championship standard coaching staff. I think we are just about to have our first. I think we are about to leave Chelmsford now. So we've still got 21 days left of our Chelmsford contract, but I think it's pretty soon we will be announced as Middlesbrough manager. I mean, they're offering me 9k a week. Let's compare it to my normal contract for Chelmsford. 650, 9k. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? They want us to reach the championship playoffs this year. They're a very ambitious club. Let me say that now. Yeah, let's finalise the deal. And as you can see, we have been confirmed as Middlesbrough manager in a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate. Jack Clatworthy has left Chelmsford City to join divisional rivals Middlesbrough. Yes, they are in the same league as us. Clatworthy arrives with a record of 188 wins, 88 draws, and 93 defeats. It's like, I'd say more than half my career are wins. He has also won 5 league titles. So what's that, like National South, National League, League 2, League 1 twice. Yeah, 5, yeah. and a cup. What cup was that? Was that the, I presume that was the Papa John's trophy, I think. Questions will be raised to why Clatterworthy has made the decision to take up a different job within the same, mainly because Chelmsford were offering me very bad wages. In fact, the most recent contract renewal they gave me was 1.1k, which I turned down straight away because it just wasn't good enough. Vincent Company was considered to be favourite for the job. Following his public denial of any interest, the club were forced to move in another direction. Well, Chelmsford City were there. Yeah, I don't care about Chelmsford anymore. Right, so last season they finished 13th. I think major improvement needs doing. Media prediction is 7th, so I think the club is definitely on the up. I reckon a couple of seasons will be in the Premier League. So their current best 11 is Josh Scott. He's a regen. It's a 4-2-3-1, so it's one kind of formation. So Cassandro, there he is, Rio, Edmondson, Alport, Sunjic, Piero. Gibbs White is not a winger, he's a centre mid. Pablo Anthony, that's not the one that plays for Man United. And Elia. Okay, I've never heard of any of those players. So they want us to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation. I think that's very achievable. Maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 30. I don't suspect we're going to sign any players over the age of 30. My transfer philosophy has always been under 25s or maybe over 25s if they're decent. So, I mean, yeah. Okay. So, in a couple of years, they want us to win promotion to the Premier League. I think we are. I think we're going to try and do that this year, I think. Yes, we will schedule a press conference. Alright. What's going on here? Yes, Paddy McNair can go, because he's old. Who are you? Yes, you could definitely go. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Tactical direction. Let's see take a look at what's, oh my good god. It's a big squad. What are we working with? Holy moly. It's a squad of 37. I mean, this is hard. Oh. We need to sell 50. There's a lot of, I mean, I don't know how many players are leaving at the end of this year. There's 8 people leaving. Most of them are terrible, apart from Alport, but he is alone, so he probably won't be coming back. I very much doubt it. There is a lot of terrible players. I think anyone with a 2.5 star current ability is probably in danger of leaving. Maybe not this guy because he's got good potential, but pretty much everyone else I think is in the danger zone. So I'm not really sure what formation I'm going to play yet. So I think we'll just stick to just an old-fashioned 4-2-3-1 Gegen press. Obviously not with defensive mids, with centre mids. I'm not a moron. Right. Shall we meet the media, or is that not yet? Right, just do this quickly. Yeah, accept. Move on. Just move on from that. Don't really like doing staff stuff. Usually get my director of football to do all that. Right, that's that done. Now is it time to meet the media now? So I don't really know what transfers I'm going to do. I think I probably will just try and sell all the rubbish players. So I think what I'm going to do is probably come back probably on the just early July when I probably would have sold some players or a lot of players. Right, it's currently the 4th of July. We've done a lot of transfer business. I haven't brought anyone in as of yet, but we have sold a lot of players. We've still got a lot of players waiting to leave. So this is who we've sold so far. We'll start off with back end of last season. So I'm just trying to remember where I think McNair was the first person I officially sold. So he's gone to Blackburn for 275k. Then David Heaton has gone to Chelmsford for 325k. Then Charlie Penman has joined Peterborough for 375k. Callum Bradley has joined Rotherham for 350k. Didu has joined Châteauroux for 5k. Then Matthias Nascimento has gone to Sunderland for 450k. Tommaso Cassandra has joined Montpellier for a whopping fee of 8.25 million. Then Mike Frey has joined Young Boys for 375k. Then moving on into this season, Mitoma has joined Celta Vigo for a fee of 1.6 million. Now that's pretty much all the permanents out. There's a lot of loans that are going out. Apart from signings, I don't really know what positions I need. I mean, I'm gonna just clear out these trialists because I don't really want them in the club. Right, I'm gonna get these trialists out. Then we'll take a look and see what I need. So at the moment we've got 2 goalkeepers. We've got 1 really good goalkeeper. He's only 22 and he's already made 20 appearances for Wales. He's already valued at around 32 minutes, so that's pretty good. So goalkeepers we're sorted for. Centre backs we've got Rio, Leninhan, he's quite old, he probably won't play, Edmondson and Samba. So centre backs we're sort of okay for. Right backs we've got Joe. Just got little Joe. Yeah, little Joe, yeah. Then left backs we've just got Galvez, so we need full backs on either side, so that's what we need. Centre mids we've got Restrepo, he's now injured for how long? Okay, 2 weeks. So we've got Restrepo for centre mid, Sunjic, Piero potentially is on his way out. Castadine is a attacker mid. Gibbs White is a centre mid. So centre mids we've got Restrepo, Sunjic, Gibbs White, and Pablo Torre is a attacker mid. So in the attacker mids we've got Torre and Castadine. On the right hand side we don't have anyone. Okay, that's fair enough. On the left hand side we've just got Anthony. Then Elia is I think it's a striker, but I'm not really sure what he is. Yeah, I think a stronger position is actually pressing forward, so I think probably left back, right back. Probably all good for midfielders. 2 right wingers possibly. A left winger and a striker. I think probably about 5 players, and I think we're sort of there, maybe 6 in case Piero leaves. Still not sure. We've got rid of most of the terrible players, as you can see. Our squad's looking quite thin. So I think, who do we even have in our first game? When do we play Chelmsford? Not until then. That probably, it might be in the next episode. We might, but I don't know. Who do we have? So we played Chelmsford in October. When do we play them next? So January. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is probably just what date's our first game? It's 11th of August, so we've got a good month of solid transfer business. So I think I'm probably just going to come back just before our first game of the season in the hope I've actually assembled a good enough squad. Right, it is the day of our very first championship game, which will be coming up in the next episode. So let's take a look and see what signings we have made. I warn you, we have made some pretty good signings, despite the fact that I didn't really know who I was going to sign. So, start off with Rolando Walters. He's a English right back, 4.5 star potential. He comes from on loan from Tottenham for this year. Good championship player, but has the potential to be a Premier League player. I think he's a really, really good signing. So I think he'll probably be, first choice right back. Yeah, so hang on. This has got more interesting. This is his second spell at Middlesbrough. I generally didn't even realise that. I didn't even know that before I signed him just now. Then Fabrizio Diaz is a Uruguayan centre mid, can also play as the defensive mid just in case if we ever want to switch to a defensive mid formation, which I very much doubt it. Got good potential, could potentially be a Premier League player at the moment, but he's a leading Championship player currently. Got him from Sheffield United for 2.4 million, so they've made a slight deduction, so I think I'd say that's a pretty good signing. Then Angelo is a Brazilian right winger. I really don't know how we've got him in. He's essentially, he is pretty much a past wonder kid. He has 4.5 star potential or potentially a Premier League player. He's pretty much probably a star. I'd say he's been our best signing so far without playing him. He comes from Brentford for 8.5 million, so they've made a little bit of profit on him. He didn't really do that well at Brentford. I thought he would have done a bit better than just 2 goals. No assists. I don't even know what formation they were playing. Then I ain't got a clue how to pronounce this name. He's clearly not. He's a Dauda Kanadiji is a Scottish centre attacker mid, 4-star potential or potential to be a decent Premier League player. He's coming to be a centre attacker mid, along with Pablo Torre, who's also playing there. He came from Man City on a free transfer, so I'd say that's a pretty good free transfer there. Then Eddie Salcido is a Italian striker, and is a leading Championship player. I don't think he might get to Premier League standard, but I very much doubt it. He came from QPR for 4 million. He's played for a whole host of clubs. Started his career at Genoa, then made his way to Inter, then Verona, Spezia, Bari, Palermo, Villa, QPR, then eventually made his way to Middlesbrough. Then Neil Hoskins is a Welsh right winger on loan from Southampton for this season. 5-star potential, potentially to be a Premier League standard player. He's mainly coming as a backup for Angelo. Hopefully he can step up when he plays. He is currently on loan from Southampton for this season. Southampton, okay, they're still in the Premier League. For some reason I thought they got relegated. I think Neil can be a very good player when he steps up. Then Jefferson Boluarte is a Peruvian left winger, 5-star potential on loan from Arsenal, potentially can be a really good Premier League player. Full faith in him when he steps into the squad. I think he's probably only be a backup. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, he could potentially start in the first game of the season. He's probably better than Anthony. Let's actually compare him. Where's Anthony? Right, compare Anthony, Jaden Anthony. Okay, Boluarte is definitely much better. Okay. He looks pretty good. But it's not that fast. He's quite small, so he fits into my system. So he can play as a inverted winger or inside forward. He can probably play as I don't know what his best formative position is. I think Angelo is more suited to a inverted winger, so it doesn't really matter. We've brought in players that suit the roles we play. So with all the transfers done, don't think there's any more. No, there hasn't. And we also sold Piero to Nottingham Forest for 8 million, Gibbs White to Crystal Palace for 6 million, so that's like 14 million there. Haji Hassan has gone to Rotherham for 350k. Not gonna lie, don't know who he is. Rotherham just put in a bid for him, and I just, well. Then Kilhagen has gone to Nottingham Forest for 350k. That's the one we had last year. So we pretty much sold him on, I think, was it for a profit? Yeah, 25k profit, so it's not too bad at all. So I think with all the transfers pretty much done, I've had offers for Scott. He's definitely not going. He is not going anywhere. He is staying for this season because he's a really good goalkeeper. Rio, we've had offers in for him. He's not going at all. The only one I'm unsure about is Castledine, because I don't know how good he is, especially in centre mid. He might be on his way out, but I don't know. So at the moment we've got Bishop and Scott in goal in the goalkeeper's position. So we've got in centre backs we've got Rio, Lenihan, Edmondson, and Semba. Then in the right backs we've got Little Joe. He's 5'10", he's quite small. Walters. Then left backs we've got Galvez and Jean. Got Jean. Then centre mids we've got Sunjic, Diaz, Castledine, and where's the other one? I've lost the other. Restrepo, that's him. Then right wingers we've got Hoskins and Angelo. Centre attacking mids we've got Duda and Torre. Then left wingers we've got Anthony and Benawate. Then up front we've got Elia and Salcedo. So I think with all the transfers done, let's take a look at the season preview. We should be, well, due to finish 7th. I think the squad's definitely good enough to get promoted, especially with Angelo. Do we have anyone in the season preview? We've got Scott. No one else. That's great. Just great. Got no one else. I mean, there's only one player from Portsmouth, and I mean, that's just slightly weird. So we've got, on the key players list, we've got Josh Scott and Pablo Torres. So that's pretty good. So I guess I will see you all tomorrow, where we will play our very first championship games against Hull City and Watford. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.